Hello, good evening. My name is Catherine, and I am from SEB Housing. And this is the lottery for the 15 affordable rental units at Ezio Place in Peabody. And so we're going to get the lottery underway in just a few minutes. If you have any questions during the session, you can go ahead and type them into the chat box or unmute yourself. This lottery is going to be posted to our YouTube channel later on tonight as well, in case you want to review that after the fact. Everything that I present in just a few minutes, there's no reason to write it down or anything. Everyone who is a lottery household is going to be sent an email later on tonight with next steps in this process. So all households should have already received a lottery application number, and in this case, your number is between A.001 and A.003. So if you don't have your lottery application number, or if you forgot it, let me know. That is the number that I'm going to be calling out during the lottery to protect everyone's privacy. Rather than using names, we use the lottery number. So there are 15 total affordable units. 3 completed applications were received, so there's only going to be the 3 households in this lottery. Those 15 units, there are 10 one-bedroom apartments, and 11 two-bedroom apartments. So there were 3 total households applying, like I said, and there was no one who indicated that they had local preference. So we're not going to need to have a local preference drawing. There was also no one who indicated that they needed one of the disabled accessible units. So those units are going to be available to lottery households as well. So like I said, there's only going to be that one general drawing, and I won't be calling out names. We'll be calling out the application number instead. So when I start the drawing in just a few minutes, I'm going to be putting these note cards into the lottery box that I have next to me, and I'm going to just be drawing them out in order. So there'll be 3 numbers called out. I will put the number up to the screen so you can see it, and that will be that. So following the lottery, each household is going to be sent an email with next steps in the process, and the waiting list themselves will be attached to that email. So once you receive that, you're going to be able to locate your lottery number and see where you were drawn. So since there were only the 3 complete applications, very soon after the lottery, the leasing office at Ezio Place is going to contact you and move you through the process. The next step in the process is to complete their lease application. Your contact information will be given to the leasing office after tonight, and you will also receive an email with the leasing office's contact information. So you'll be able to coordinate with them when you can go have a tour of the property, of the unit, complete that lease application to get things moving forward. And so really the only purpose of the drawing tonight, like I said, there's more affordable units than there are completed applications at this point. So the purpose of the drawing is going to be to determine which of the 2 one-bedroom households is going to be first on the waiting list. But since there's a total of 10 one-bedroom affordable units, both applicants will have an opportunity to lease one of those units if they go through the leasing process or the lease application process with the leasing office. So it's important to keep in mind that SEB Housing has already found that your household is program eligible, but you haven't yet been found lease eligible. So what that means is we know you're eligible for the affordable housing program, but the leasing office still has to do their traditional, normal background checks, credit checks, that sort of thing for any tenant that they have at their property. So you want to be sure if you're renting right now, you don't want to give notice to your current landlord until you have gone through that process with the leasing office, like I said. So you haven't been found lease eligible yet, so just hold off for a bit until you are approved by the leasing office before you give notice to your current property owner. So you just want to be mindful too, as we go forward, of any deadlines that the leasing office gives you during your lease application process. And that's because you'll lose your placement on the waiting list if you don't meet those deadlines. So after tonight's lottery, the public, so anybody who wasn't able to get a completed application in by the deadline, will be able to apply and be added to the waiting list behind you. So again, just be mindful of any deadlines that you're given so you can make sure that you keep your placement on the waiting list. And then just a last reminder before I do the drawing, as long as you are living in an affordable unit at Ezio Place, you are going to be required to recertify your household income annually, so once per year. So we just suggest that everyone maintain a file with your household income, asset information, tax information, so that you have that ready to go each year when the leasing office asks you to recertify your income. So that's it. Any questions before I start? Again, I'm just going to pull these three numbers, and then the follow-up from tonight will be an email from me that's going to have the waiting list and next steps attached to it. All right, so here are the three cards. I'm going to put them, like I said, into this lottery box that I have next to me. And I'm just going to put the top on and draw them. Again, this is just a general drawing. There was no local preference household. And the first number drawn is A.003. Second number drawn, A.002. And so we know what the final number is. It's going to be A.001 was pulled last. So that's really it. Like I said, there's more affordable units than there were completed applications. So all three households that were in this lottery are going to be asked to move forward and submit or complete a lease application with the leasing office. And the email that you get from me tonight will detail what the next steps are. So if there's no questions, again, you can expect to get that email from me later on tonight. And this lottery recording is going to be up on our YouTube channel in just a few moments as well. Any questions before I say goodnight? All right, thanks so much for joining, and we'll be in touch tonight. Have a good night.